Okay, what about the office of the AGF? There are those who say they don't understand why you have to get, in their words now, permission, or as it were, consultants from the AGF. So how does it work, AGF, AFCC?
Well, we're working together. You know, there are certain things that have to be done by the office of the AGF, like MLAC. If we have requests from outside the country, it goes through the AGF's office, and we can't send our documents to our counterparts out there, especially when it is for prosecution. It has to go through the office of the AGF, especially countries that have treaty with Nigeria, and also repatriation of suspects or things like that. And, you know, normally also cases are tried in the name of the Attorney General of the Federation. So we have a working relationship. It's not what people are saying. We really have a cordial working relationship.
Okay, well, it would seem that, you know, corruption has been fighting back. You have said that it's like holding a tiger by the tail, and it can devour you. And it seems they have been attempts to devour you somewhat.
Many times.
Well, at some point, you actually lashed out. We have you on tape lashing out, saying, leave me alone to do my work.
Right.
Now, what manner of interference have you experienced in the AFCC by those who do not want you to do your work?
It's so much that, you know, cases, you know, every investigator wants to know what he labored for. You know, you work round the clock, you get evidence, you compile a case diary that can stand the test of time, you record statements. Some case files are as bulky as 5 volumes. It's a lot of paperwork. And you get witnesses at the end of the day. You don't know what is happening at the courts, you know. And there are so many things when the case lasts for so long. Witness fatigue sets in. Witnesses are tired of going to court. In Nigeria, they will say, they call it "come today, come tomorrow." They're tired. And another thing is they may even lose memory of vital facts of the case and become at the mercy of the cross-examining counsel, defense counsel, and so many things. Witnesses may die. For instance, if you have one key witness in a very, very important case and he drops dead, that's the end of that case.
Well, how is that interfering with your own work? Because it seemed more like it was a personal attack on you and your office.
Well, it happened. I don't want to keep repeating that, but it happened that when I was coming in, there were some people who felt I shouldn't, for reasons best known to them. And when I came in, they fought that, you know, she won't last for 6 months. 6 months, she won't last, and the struggle continues.
Well, I think let me come in here, because when you talk about coming in, sorry, Mark, yes. First of all, we must say, well, congratulations, because a woman doing this kind of job must be congratulated. But again, you remember at that time you were coming in, the last Commission's chairman, Nuhu Ribadu, did say before Nigeria's Senate in 2006, September to be precise, I remember, where he said 31 governors were being investigated, and I think investigations on 31 governors have been concluded, and just waiting for prosecution. So everyone thought that as soon as you started work, we're going to see maybe so many
governors.
Yes, we're going to see so many cases before the law courts, but we never saw any of that.
You know, the strike law that he who asserts must prove. I didn't make that statement. He did. He's still around. What I met on the ground was what I worked with.
I'm quite sure if you're leaving after your after expiration of your tenure in office, are you going to leave with the files as well? Because one would have expected that Mr. Ribadu should have left the files of those people he investigated.
Well, I guess he left files. And the files are federal government property. They are documents, and a very vital document. What should be done is you hand them over when you're leaving. Unfortunately, when I took over, Nuhu was not there, and the handing over was not properly. You know, it should be the case files, monetary exhibits, and everything pertaining to those case files is handed over, signed for, and collected. It wasn't like that. And so people keep on asking, oh, he said 31. And it was funny and strange that I didn't say, and they were attacking me for what he claimed he left.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me bring something before you. That Lisa, you're there. How do they? If I have any issue with anyone and I have facts, I can write a petition. I can petition the FCC to look into that matter, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So people have been writing petitions on some ex-presidents, and until this moment, they say the commission has refused to look into their cases. Sometimes we get email, and one of them is what I'm looking at. They say some ex-president. The commission has refused to investigate them. Are you investigating, or have you investigated any past president so far in Nigeria?
You know, we receive petitions. We do what we call diligent investigation, or covert investigation. You know, you quietly investigate without making noise, because this is someone's reputation. You don't want to destroy them by rumors or by saying. So we carry out these investigations very quietly, and if we see substance in it, we'll go ahead. If it's frivolous, we just don't bother. There are lots and lots of petitions, you know, from people who want to get even, and we don't want to use the EFCC to settle their scores. So lots of petitions are received, and then we ignore.
Okay, but for those who don't understand, I mean, can the EFCC investigate cases from 1997 or 98 or 96? From what years can
yes,
we do that?
For criminal, there's no statute bar for criminal cases.
Okay.
Anytime you can open up a criminal case
and investigate. Well, they have been suggestions. The AGF has suggested that the EFCC and ICPC be merged. Would you support that?
Well, I refuse to comment on it because I am an interested party, but I thought that the merits for the merger and demerits should be put before Nigerians to decide. What is good for the country is what should be followed. If you feel the merger, we clear the system, corruption in the society much faster, well, okay. But because I am the EFCC chairperson, and so I didn't want to comment on it. What happened was we sat down, I had a committee, and they worked on the merits of a merger and demerits and left it there and pass it on.
At least you can comment on this. Sorry, Chamberlain. Are we winning this fight against corruption?
Well, it depends on Nigerians. It's not one person's fight. That is the mistake everybody is making. It is not. It is the masses. The Nigerian people will say, look, we have such a great country. We are so rich, so endowed. We have intelligent people. We're the 7 oil producers, but the corruption. Everybody said corruption. So if the Nigerian people today launch a kind of even silent revolution that we don't want it, it will go. We saw what happened recently in the Middle East. It's the people, it's the masses. How can one person, 1,800, cleanse the society? But the attitude of Nigeria is that they are so lukewarm, so docile. People will go to court, they will go and be clapping. They will know that this person has been sentenced. They will be fighting you. So that is the most difficult aspect. Or come forward with evidence, they will not come. And then they will take the attitude that this is witch hunt. If we continue like that, because this man is from my clan, or this man is from my religion and things like that, this country would never...
Do you have attitudes like that within the EFCC as well? Someone is quoted as saying that there is pervasive corruption within the EFCC. What do you have to say to that?
The EFCC is made up of strange bedfellows. We have seconded staff from everywhere. We are trying to be autonomous by recruiting what we call core EFCC. But it's difficult. And then, you can't... I can vouch for myself, but we tried to set up standards. We try to ensure that there's no corruption. And if there is any, we descend very, very heavily on any such. There were 1 or 2 cases and of a seconded staff. And he got recovered monies and put it in his account. So we went very, very serious. We tried him we want to dismiss him, and we want to charge him to court as a civilian, because this is much more serious when it's done by officers that are meant to fight the corruption. So there, and then also we have set up some machineries to check. For instance, we have the Go case. All petitions are on the Go case, so you can tap and then see how far a matter is going.